This panic attack eliminator will teach you to transcend fear and stop a panic attack permanently. This is the conclusive method for completely disarming panic attacks, and you can do this next time you have one. This method will disarm an attack in an instant, destroy its very substance, disempower it completely, and free you from panic attacks forever. I used to suffer from panic attacks, and now I don't. What did I do? I did exactly what I've told hundreds of other people to do. You may do this once and never experience an attack again. You may have to do this twice or even 3 times, but I guarantee that you'll be panic attack free very, very soon. You may not like what I'm about to tell you. You may not completely understand it on the first reading, but read it again and again until you do, because this is the key, the truth, the solution to stopping panic attacks. You're causing your panic attacks, 100% without exception. There is no external factor affecting your condition at all. You have panic disorder. You've put yourself there, no one else, no situation, no past experiences or traumas. You have constructed this condition and consciously allowed yourself to be carried to this place, to hold yourself there and to perpetuate the living nightmare that panic attacks cause. A panic attack is fear of fear. If you didn't fear that fear, you wouldn't panic. It's very, very simple. And without fear of them, and without you feeling the fear, they can't exist. Fact. No question, no exception. You have to get from fearfulness to fearlessness. You have to transcend the fear. Now I'd love to stand next to you and hold your hand and talk you through it, but I can't. You have to do this alone. And you can. Now you have to put your trust totally in me. You have to understand that this is what will stop your panic attacks and nothing else will. Next time a panic attack starts, do this. Understand it, live it, and place every square millimetre of your body into my trust. This is so, so important. This exercise might scare you at first, but stick with it. It will cure you of panic forever. Okay. So the panic feeling is growing inside of you. The symptoms and sensations are growing. You're feeling short of breath. You've got chest pains. You're sweating, perhaps shaking. You feel dizzy. Listen to me now. Understand this. This panic attack is happening to you because you're empowering it. You're giving it its energy. Okay, why don't you say to yourself, I'll let this do its worst. Travel with it. Make it as bad as it can be. Make it do its absolute worst to you. Make it worse and worse. Really push it. And see how you're controlling it, how it belongs to you. It isn't doing this to you. You're doing it to you. The panic attack is actually nothing. It's weak. You are controlling it. Now go through that fear and realise now that it can't harm you. You've been here before. Don't fear the fear. There is nothing on the other side of this fear. The worst it can possibly do to you is to make you feel physically unwell, to manifest these symptoms in your body, and they mean nothing. Nothing has happened to you now, and nothing will happen to you next time if this happens again. When I realised exactly what you've just realised, I never had another panic attack. My anxiety abated and went away. I did the 9 pillars every day and the panic went. Now let me explain something. No condition, place or situation causes panic. There is no threat. There's no wild animal. It isn't your car, your boss, being away from home. It isn't that feeling in your chest or your head, eyes or even your legs. It's not a clinical illness. It's you. Any other viewpoint is quite simply wrong. Nothing else is causing your panic. Only you. And you've got to let it do its worst to you to prove to you that it's senseless, worthless, meaningless. I sympathise with your belief that your panic attack can be sparked by entering a situation, for example, or feeling a sensation, or having a thought under which you previously panicked. But you, your nervous system is causing it. You are perpetuating it yourself. Now, instead of hiding from your panic, confining yourself to a sheltered existence, staying home, avoiding situations. You're going to give up to your panic. Don't fight it, laugh at it. And when you learn to let these feelings be as bad as they possibly can be, in fact make them as bad as they can be, and let it engulf you, then the truth about the panic attack comes out. And the more you laugh at it, disempower it and walk into the panic, trying to make it as bad as you can, at that moment you probably feel more scared than ever before, but it won't hurt you, and you know that. Face it head on and walk through it. And when you get to the other side of it, when it's doing its worst to you, look back at yourself and say, this isn't that bad. Sensations aren't going to hurt me. And tell yourself that this is the moment of truth. This is the last time you'll ever have to be here. You'll never have to return again, because from now on you know that panic is not to be feared. You've just walked yourself into the deepest depths of your fear, and your fear collapsed. And why? Because you've just realized that your fears are only based on fears of the fears themselves, that they're a vicious cycle, and you've just broken it. You now know that you can do this every time. In fact, you look forward to it the next time. Look forward to that challenge of conquering it when it happens again. You have just transcended the fear. You have just transcended the panic attacks. No matter how long you've suffered from panic attacks, this is the answer. Now, you may find that you never have to do this again. A lot of people don't. But if you want to do it again, do it again. And do it until you realise that anxiety and panic attacks don't mean anything, that you are creating this situation yourself, and that you can disempower it and rid yourself of these anxiety attacks now. Doing this as often as possible will teach your subconscious new habits, and this will stop your panic attacks permanently. If there's anything about what I've just said that you don't understand, go back to the beginning of the track and listen to it again, and keep listening to it. Anybody in the world who has the ability to tell you how the brain works in response to anxiety will tell you that this is the answer. Start practicing it now, and your panic attacks will become a thing of the past. That's a promise.